turned on MSNBC, watching Joe Biden do an interview, and I tell you what, I don't know what's the difference between Joe Biden and Trump with the way he describes Medicare for all. I really don't. And that's a problem, because people are hurting, and to have those centrists start to behave this way when describing Medicare for all, it puts Americans at a disadvantage. It puts the average American citizen, it affects their personal economies. We've got to do something about that. Check this interview out.
Bernie Sanders says that this is yet another case for Medicare for all. If there was a universal 100% coverage Medicare for all, that anyone would know confidently that they could get off an airplane, feel sick, whatever it is, and go straight in and get tested, and they would not be hit with one of these bills.
They know that under Obamacare. They know that under Obamacare. They know that under the additional Medicare option I provide. You don't need Medicare to be tested for this. You can dictate that that be the case. And under my proposal, you would, in fact, under Obamacare, you would have it for free. And by the way, if you wait for Bernie to be tested, you're talking about 4 years, even to get it passed, if you get it passed, and it's not going to pass in this Democratic Congress. Number two, after that occurs, you're talking about it taking time to phase in, I forget, depending who you talk to, X number of years on top. Look, this is about now. Now, right now. And if I'm elected president of the United States, I can get Obamacare as increased by a public option and making sure no hidden bills, et cetera, reducing drug prices. It's all laid out there. And I've laid out exactly how to pay for it and how I get it done and where the pay for it comes from. And he's talking about a $35 trillion program. I respect the fact that he wants to do it, but level with the American people. He said in the last debate it's going to increase the tax on employers withholding. But he didn't tell you the other half of that tax is you. It's going to double what you're being withheld on your Social Security tax. And then you have to, and that only gets you part of the way. Look, people need hope, Lawrence. You know it better than I do. You know it better than I do. They need to know that what their need can be done and is likely to happen and can get done quickly. I can get Obamacare as amended by my proposal for a Medicare option, reducing drug prices, et cetera, passed, and I pay for it. And I can get it done immediately.
Obamacare is currently providing coverage to about 20 million people, maybe more, but there's still a solid 28 million people who do not have any health insurance at all. What could you do to close that gap? Medicare for all closes it very clearly. That is a solution for 100% coverage. What is your way of getting to 100% coverage? Those $28 trillion,
which I can tell you how you do it. One of the reasons that's the case is in many states, the Republican governors are not taking advantage of what Obamacare called for, and that is that 100% coverage for people who qualify for Medicaid, and they'd be able to have it all taken care of. If they can't afford and look, I just came out of a state where there's 200,000 people that, in fact, are not covered because the governor wouldn't have it happen. That's why I add to my proposal, to Obamacare, I add a public option of Medicare for those who want it. So they'd be automatically enrolled in Medicare. Automatically enrolled if they can't afford it. And if they like it and they don't like what they have now and they can afford it, they can buy into the plan. They can buy in and they can buy into Medicare for all. It's their choice. But what it doesn't do, what Bernie does, he wipes out over 145,000 healthcare plans that a lot of labor unions have given up salaries for, that are very robust plans, and it says they're gone. You cannot have any private insurance. This is a rhetorical question I don't expect you to answer. Do you think there's any possibility of passing a $35 trillion plan without telling anybody who's going to pay for it? Doubling the cost of, actually 10 times the cost of what I'm talking about, $3.5 billion a year, that is going to require doubling the federal budget. I think people are looking for some authenticity, some honesty. I admire Bernie's desire here, but what I'm really disappointed in, the failure to tell the American people how you can get it done. Do you have any rhetorical question? You think there's any possibility of passing through a Democratic House of Representatives?
Well, if it cannot pass through a Democratic House, it means we need a new House. Because realize what you're saying. You're saying we cannot afford to take care of our own. You're saying that you rather see Americans die than to tax billionaires and millionaires who've made their fortunes on the backs and the intellect and the sweat and blood of the American citizens? Come on. Come on.